Hey guys, and welcome to another exhilarating day of art. Man, is this going to be fun and noisy and maybe a little dangerous, so also be careful. Okay, here we go. You can see I've got my supplies out and ready to go. I've got my nails, I've got my hammer. I chose to use pliers to help me hold my nail so I don't have to hold it with my fingers and boom, potentially smash my fingers. I'm going to try to keep all my fingernails today, so going for that. I've got some cardboard to place my piece of wood onto to help protect my desk area and to help dampen the sound a little bit of the hammering. I've got a second piece of cardboard that's cut the same size as my piece of wood. I'm going to show you guys both ways that you could put the nails into your wood today, and you can choose either way. It doesn't matter to me, but you're gonna have your preference and you go with that. Of course, we need our design as well. Did I say everything? Oh, and then also we're gonna need, if you're doing this method, we're gonna need some sort of either like a real fine tip Sharpie or a mechanical pencil, something that has a very thin top to it, because it will need to be able to go through the holes. So I'm going to show you guys. The first way is what it says in the optional portion of our slides. So if you're reading that, that's what I'm talking about right now. So the first thing that I'm going to do, if I want to use the cardboard. Now, this is going to take more time. Okay, so you're signing up for more time if you do it this way, but you won't have to shred your design into pieces. So you got to weigh out what you think is, going to be more important to you. To me, it doesn't matter if you shred this into pieces because you're going to have the final product is what I want to see. That being said, not a bad idea to photograph your design right now and to maybe just put it in your slides for our art journal, just in case you need it. You could always reprint it from there. You'd have to blow it up to the right size, but at least you'd have a photo of it on your Chromebook just in case. Not a bad idea to have that backup plan, right? Anyway, I'm going to tape my design to my piece of cardboard. And then if I'm choosing to do this one, I'm going to remove my piece of wood out of the way here. And I'm going to set this down. And basically what I'm doing if I'm choosing this process, remember this is going to take a little bit more time. However, I will not have to shred my design. So whatever you think is going to work best for you. I'm holding my nail with my needle nose pliers. You could also hold it with your fingers. But as you can imagine, if you're holding it with your fingers, you are more likely to bonk, ouch, and hurt yourself. So I'm going to use the needle nose pliers here, and basically all I'm going to do is hammer through each of these real quickly. And I'm not going to do all of these on this video because it would take forever. So I am just going to do a few of them here. Okay, so imagine though I went all the way around. That's what you're going to want to do. Go all the way around. And then once I'm done and I've double checked, did I actually get all of the nail markings? Yay me, I did. Oh, actually I didn't. But once again, for this video, I'm not going to do all of them. That would take too long. So then do you notice, so these were the ones I already had done before. Do you notice how much smaller these are? So I'm going to want to go in. They're also not lined up because I retaped it to it. So you're going to want to make sure when you tape it down, keep it in place. Don't pick it off like I did. But I do a lot of these demos every day, so kind of happens. So all I'm doing right now is plugging my nail through there and kind of making that hole a little bit bigger, okay? The reason I need to make this hole a little bit bigger is because the next step, if you choose to do this process, would be to then tape your board or your cardboard to your wooden board so that doesn't move. Okay, so I would tape that down. I would tape all four corners if I were you, but because this is just for a demo, I'm just going to tape it right there to give you guys that visual. Then I would take my thin mechanical pencil or Sharpie or whatever you have, and I would go through these nail holes and make those markings. Go in an orderly fashion. You might even want to do something kind of like this so you know afterwards which ones you got, because here's the deal. Once you lift this up, it's going to be really hard to get this in the exact same spot again. So you'll want to make sure that you've gotten each of those markings in place with your marker or pencil, whatever you're using, before you lift it up. Okay, and it'd probably be a good idea too, before you lift it up, you know, if you left one or two or one edge attached and then just kind of peek underneath it like that, and then if you're like, oh, I missed that one, then you can put it back into place, and hopefully it's exactly back into place, but it'd be more likely to be like that if you do it that way. So then once you'd have all these markings, your next step would be to actually hammer them all in place. I am going to do that real quickly. So if you don't want to have to listen to me hammering, you could turn down the volume on your Chromebook or device, just forewarning, okay? So once again, I'm using my needle nose pliers just so I don't have to hold on to it with my hand and potentially hurt myself. And here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna hammer that down. I maybe went a little too hard. I was trying to get it done fast. So it did come through to the back, which is totally okay. Like, you don't want it to go all the way through, but you can see now it's really nice and secure in there. It's not wiggly at all. So we want to make sure when we're hammering it that it's at least going about a quarter to a third of the way down. We don't want it to go all the way down, right? We need to have some remaining up here for that string to hold on to. But we also want it nice and secure in place. So, and then once we get going, we want to try to keep them all at about the same level. So that's option number one. Like I said, it's a little bit more work, but in the end, you're still going to have this design intact. Option number two. I have to take my nail out here. Option number two would be to first take a picture of this and put it in your art journal just off to the side. It doesn't actually have to be turned in, but that way you've got it somewhere just in case you need it. Always good to have that backup plan. So option number two would be to tape your design directly to the board. Once again, I would tape all four sides so that it's not wiggling around on you. But for this option, you can see why this is a lot quicker. All you need to do here is hold on to that. I'm gonna make some more noise again, you guys. Here we go. Make sure it's nice and straight up and down. So if you wanna turn the volume off, you can. Okay, so now that one's nice and tight in there too. You would go around and do all of them, okay? Here's where, however, once you've got all those nails in place, the only way to get the paper off of here is going to be to rip it into little shreds. So you get to choose which version you want to do for this. Another thing I just want to mention too, if you are planning or hoping, whoopsies, there you go. If you are hoping to have your background of your board painted, do that before you start hammering it. It is not a requirement at all to paint this, absolutely not. Most students are probably going to just have that be the pure wood with the nails and then the string over the top. But I know a few students have requested, like, can we paint the background if we want to? Yes, you may, but you will want to do that before you start putting the nails into the board. And then, so for next class, you are going to want to have all of those nails in place. Make sure each one is nice and secure, because next class we're going to start with the string, and if they're all wibbly wobbly, the string's not going to hold in place very well. So just make sure everything's nice and secure in there. And that's about it. So for next class, make sure you also have your string, scissors. You'll want some liquid glue. I like to use that when I'm first tying the string onto the nail. And that's about it. So we'll see you then. Happy hammering. Careful with your fingers. Careful with the Chromebook. We don't want to have any shattered screens or keys flying all over the place. Careful, careful, careful. See you next time.